We have two more exercises here. In this first one, I want you guys to imagine that demand and supply for a product both rise. Tell me what's going to happen to price and quantity. So you've got a couple of different ways you could go about this. You could draw a couple of quick supply and demand diagrams, or you could try drawing it all on the one diagram, but that's actually going to be really, really difficult. And let me show you the problem that you're going to run into. So let's start by trying to just draw a diagram here, a single diagram. Price and quantity, supply and demand, and we've got the supply and demand are both going to rise. Okay, so our demand shifts to the right. Okay, there's our new demand curve. Supply shifts to the right, an increase in supply. There's our new supply curve. Okay, and what has happened overall to price and quantity? So here's our old equilibrium price and quantity pair. Oops. Where's our new equilibrium? Our new equilibrium's over there. Where's my price? It's really hard to tell. Is it exactly the same as it was before? Is it higher than it was before? Is it lower than it was before? By now, what you should know is that any of those could be true. If we move the demand curve higher, or a larger amount, then we'd end up with price increasing. If we move the demand curve less, we'd end up with price decreasing. So overall, we really can't say what's happened to price. But it's really dangerous to do it on this diagram if you don't remember that, because you might draw this diagram and go, oh, well, looks like price didn't change. And then we could say, overall, price didn't change. That is never going to be the right answer for one of these exercises. It'll never be the case that just by chance price and quantity ended up just the same. Sorry, that price ended up just the same. Instead, what we need to say is that we're sure about what's going to happen to quantity, it's going to increase. But we're not sure about what's going to happen to price. One nice way that we can do this, if we've got this table up here memorized, is we can just compose the two effects. So we've got this increase in demand and an increase in supply. Well, let's add those. An increase in quantity plus an increase in quantity equals what? Well, it's got to be an increase in quantity, right? Add those together and we can be sure that the quantity is going to increase. But what about price? Well, here we've got an increase in price and a decrease in price. Overall, what happens? Please don't say they cancel out. Instead say, I don't know, because this goes up some amount, then it goes down some other amount. Overall, it could go up or it could go down. We don't know what the overall answer is going to be. So here's how I'm describing that. Increases in demand and supply both cause the equilibrium quantity to rise, but we can't be sure about price.